Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Saturday, September 7th, 2024. It is the day of the Witch and the Wizard, Saturn's Day, Loki's Day, the 17th of Virgo, the 6th of Find, the 17th of Bear, and the 9th of Tumandir. The sun is in Virgo, mutable earth, representing industry. The moon is in first quarter Scorpio, fixed water, representing brooding. Mercury is in Leo, fixed fire, representing ideals. Speaking of which, would be ideal if I could talk. Let's see if that water will help me. Moving on, Venus is in Libra, cardinal air, representing harmony. Mars is in Cancer, cardinal water, which represents seeking security. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is to redefine dreams. Uranus is retrograding Taurus, fixed earth, representing rebellion. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is about spiritual awakening. And Pluto is retrograding in Capricorn, cardinal earth, representing transformation. Now, for the retrograde reminders for Saturn, reclaim your authority. For Uranus, reconsider how you rebel. For Neptune, reclaim your magic. For Pluto, reclaim your ability to regenerate. And for Chiron, restore the heroic spirit. Our moon phases first quarter, so move forward. We have a Scorpio moon, so the do's are laser focus, research, discover motives, and the don'ts are making new acquaintances, family gatherings, uninvited psychoanalysis. On this day of Saturn, as you reconsider your long-term goals and whether or not they suit your purpose, yoke the energy of the Scorpio moon to heighten your perspective powers and your rational judgment. Don't be afraid to move ahead with conviction. Your resolve just might be your best friend. And thankfully, Scorpio has conviction in spades. So use that, draw that energy into you. Today's tarot is the Emperor. He is a major arcana card, so think persistent, far-reaching impact. And he's number 4 in the major arcana, so that represents stability. The keywords are the god, masculine divinity, architect of destiny, kingship, fatherhood, and authority. That's all what the Emperor is really embodying and representing. This could be seen as a call for you to essentially exercise your own authority and to do so in a more rationalistic way. This isn't about setting things and saying this is how it's going to be based upon your emotional landscape, the way that it would if perhaps the Empress had shown up for us here. This is the much more rational, much more masculine, much more objective. This is how it's going to be, and it's for these reasons, and that's why I'm going to make it stick. That's one way to interpret this card. It could also be an invitation to reach out to various masculine gods. I'm happy to see that in the past couple of years, there has been a bit of a rebalancing and that people are more inclined to reach out to our ancient pagan gods. You know, they're not allowing their past experiences with other religions to essentially cloud and to poison their viewpoint about what masculine divinity is. So if that's something that you've been exploring, today is a good day to reach out. And another thing is about showing honor and respect for the masculine. The masculine has been very much beat up, and of course there are some of those red pillars out there who are the most insufferable stereotypes. They haven't rejected false narratives about masculinity. They've instead started to embody them and saying, well, why can't we treat women as badly as they treated us? It's an emotional knee-jerk reaction. So when I talk about honoring and respecting masculinity, those are very specifically not the sort of idiots that I am talking about. I'm talking about those who would fit archetypes such as, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings would be an excellent example, or perhaps Samwise Gamgee, another very good example of very healthy, down-to-earth masculinity that knows who he is, has a sense of purpose, and is enacting that. Those are people who fit within kind of those archetypes that we should be looking for in our own lives and making sure that we're looking after them, because it's a nasty world out there, and there's no shortage of anti-male sentiment. So something to bear in mind today. Today's Celtic Triad reads 3 things which make one needy: They're made luxurious, they're household negligent, and themselves extravagant. So sound financial management is always to benefit of the household, and not everyone has a great head for figures. So whether you're needing to really sit down with your spouse and figure things out together, or if there's one person who's just really has a better handle of it, and so they take the bulk of the financial responsibility, whatever needs to be working for your household, make sure that these necessary things being attended to. And if exceeding the household income is a habit of one or more members of the family, the whole really will suffer. And sometimes we do just need to tell ourselves no. There's a lot of things that, they're cool, it's distracting, it's bright, it's shiny, it's new, but it doesn't have lasting value. It isn't going to be of long term service to us. So learning to tell the difference between we've been falling prey to advertising and when is something that, we actually do need and require. Making that distinction is ultimately to the benefit of the whole. Today's magical correspondences are on the theme of balance. For this, we have the color gray. The plant is the spruce tree, the animal is the otter, and the crystal is the quartz. Now, balance is never static. It's always a series of subtle adjustments. And we even see that reflected in our own lore with the Wheel of the Year. We have two major balance points throughout the year, and it's the autumn equinox and it's the spring equinox. But those things don't last. They are a very brief period of time. And if you want to get really technical with it, it is just a moment of time when you have, that balance point. Uh, so in all other respects, it's something that it's more like a seesaw. You go back and you go forth and you try this and you have to adjust your tempo and everything else. Balance is something that is really quite difficult to do. Now, it's worth doing, particularly as we're in a time of year where we're going into a moment of balance, but we should perhaps have realistic expectations. This isn't something to where we can say, this feels balanced in this moment. And so I'll just keep doing this in the future. And I'll just set my cruise control on life and things will take care of themselves. That's not how it's going to work. For today's practice, you might make a list of your magical priorities for autumn. And I found a nice meme from the Starseed Witch to give us a few ideas. Spiced teas and coffees, which you can absolutely use for magical purposes. Autumn leaves for altar decor. That's always a nice touch if you actually have something real. Fall scented candles, those are nice, just on basic principle. Apple picking at the local orchard. A lot of the apple trees are finally doing their thing, so there's opportunities to do that. Having the pumpkins everywhere, starting to cook with them, that's another thing. And digging out old boots, cozy sweaters, all the, and blankets, everything that's going to make it warm and cozy, because again, even if that's not the reality today, in a few weeks' time, we will probably be there. So it's as well to make a list of what you need to take care of and the order in which you want to take care of them. That way you can start crossing off your to-do list. Then you could compare your Saturn sign from your birth chart with Saturn's current placement. How are those energies interacting? And then take a look at your crown chakra in autumn. The crown chakra is the point of connection with the divine between human and divine personages and just divine or energy or universal energy. And so picking up upon what is the state of that connection? How are things feeling? What are you actually coming into contact with now that the season is changing? Just make some notes of that. Then today's hermetic principle is gender. Gender, of course, is the masculine and the feminine. And if you're looking at this in a less biological sense and more of an energetic sense, this would be projective and receptive energy. So how do you see those energies interacting specifically in this season? And then for the witch's pyramid, we are looking at the pinnacle rather, the point of release, when energy sets forth out into the universe and it's starting to do its work. Where are you seeing that manifested in autumn? Then for today's journal prompt, what infuses your altar with autumnal energy? And of course, this will be very personal because all of us have our different things that, that give us the fall, cozy, happy, we're going into witch season kind of vibes. So what is that for you? And that's the main thing I want to put in front of you today. So have a magical day and have a good start to your weekend. If you would care to, you are welcome to follow me on X at Blackbird's Brew. The Blackbird Grimoire appears on both YouTube and Rumble. And of course, you are welcome to join the Oak and Elder Witchery on Gilded. Link in the description box. And there you can find a building up of a library of pagan resources and witchy resources, as well as a chance to get to know and talk to other practitioners. That's what we have to offer. And so if that strikes your fancy, I hope you'll pay us a visit soon. But that will do it for now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.